In this video, I want to quickly take you through some of the things that you'll need to do to integrate Google Cloud VMware Engine with Google Cloud Backup and DR. So I'm presuming you've deployed a private cloud like the one I've shown here. I'm also presuming that you've deployed Google Cloud Backup and DR like I'm showing here. So you've got both of those things deployed. You now need to connect the two together. So to do this, you first need to go to Network, go to Private Connection, and select Add Private Connection. We now need to connect to the VPC where the backup and DR appliance has been deployed. So you'll need to get all of these values from that project. Once you've connected the two and validated that the two projects are peered, and one way you'll be able to spot that, for instance, in VPC network peering, in this example for my project where I've deployed Google Cloud Backup and DR, I can see that there are imported routes coming in from my GCVE environment. When you deploy your Google Cloud VMware Engine, two DNS servers are configured for you, and obviously you will have ESXi servers that have names that have to be resolved. However, when you peer Compute Engine with the project where you're running your appliance, if you go to your Network Services Cloud DNS, you should see that there is a Private Services Access DNS peering zone already established. So the only thing you need to do is confirm that your appliance will be using the right DNS. To do this, go to your Google Cloud Backup and DR Management Console, go Manage Appliances, select the appliance that will be doing your VMware backups and go Configure Appliance Networking. Ensure that your primary DNS is set to 169.254, 169.254. Then go to Troubleshooting, go Test DNS, and in Name to Resolve, put one of the ESXi servers and do a run test. If you get the matching IP, for instance, this one is 16.8.17, which matches as this one, you know that name resolution will work and that DNS will not be an issue. All right, you've done step number one. Step number two is to create a solution user. So to do this, I go to Summary, I elevate my vSphere privileges, I select I understand, I hit confirm, I now log into my vSphere client. I go to Menu, I go to Administration, I go to Users and Groups, I change the domain from localOS to GVE local, and I look for a solution user. There should be 5 solution users. I normally select solution user 1. I choose the option to edit. I set a password for the solution user and I put a description in to indicate that I'm using it. Now that I've got that solution user username and password, I go back to my management console. I go Manage Hosts. I select Add Host. I put the name of my vCenter. I put the IP of my vCenter. I select which backup servers I'm going to use and I change the host type to vCenter. Under vCenter username, I will put gve.local/solution user 1, or what other solution user I used, the password that I used, and then I hit test. Then I add. Here's one that I added earlier. You can see it's already been added to one of the hosts, but not the other one. So if I choose this, place the password there, hit test to validate the password works, ensure that it works successfully, and hit save. Once the host update is success, in this example you can see that I've added this host to 2 separate appliances. So at this point, there's only one more thing to do, which is firewall rules. Now, there should be no problem doing backups because you've set the DNS and egress is allowed out of GCVE and into the project where your backup and DR appliance is running. However, when you go to do a mount in the other direction, that will use NFS. And NFS ingress is not allowed by default. So to fix this, from my Google Cloud Console, I need to go to VPC Network Firewall, find the firewall rule that was pre-created for my backup and recovery appliance. And you can spot this by looking for 2 things. The first is the name will say something like backup server firewall rule. It will also have a target of backup server. Now that's the service account that was created when your backup and recovery appliance was created. And it will have these 4 ports, 26.443, 3260, and 5107. So I found my backup and recovery appliance firewall rule. I'm going to select that firewall rule. I'm going to hit Edit, and I need to make 2 changes. The first change I need to add is to add the System Management Subnet from my VMware Engine setup. So to do this, I need to go to my VMware Engine panel, again in Google Cloud Console. I need to go to Resources, select my private cloud, select Subnets, and then locate the System Management Subnet, which in this example is this subnet here. Copy it, go over to here, and paste it in. The second change I need to make is I need to add 5 more ports here in addition to the 4 that already exist, which are these 5 ports here, 111, 756, 2049, 4001 and 4045, as well as allowing the same 5 ports on UDP. Having made those 2 changes, adding my subnet, That's where my ESX hosts are coming from, and adding the 5 ports for NFS under both TCP and UDP, I hit save. At this point, I can now use the backup and recover backup, select VMware Engine, select the host, which is my vCenter host, and begin the process of onboarding whatever VMware VMs I wish to back up using Google Cloud Backup NDR.